hold on tight. 'Cause you know tomorrow may not bring that same thing that you said last night. Woo! Every time I find a little peace of mind, I hold on tight. 'Cause tomorrow may not bring the very same thing. No, no, no. Said none of the right there. You that care all. Just for me, I'm so glad that you that care all. Just for me, I'm so glad that you that care all. For a sinner like me.
Hello, Brother Dane. How are you doing today?
My brother, I'm blessed today. I can't complain.
Amen. I'm so glad that you took this time to give Where Were You an opportunity to speak with you. Some things that I picked up is because when I saw you at More Than Conquers, and I saw your family and I saw you. So it's quite noticeable that the situation or the condition that you're in. And
Yes,
so
sir.
before we jump into all of that, can we get a little bit of the background, like where you were born and how life was before? Were you always in the church? Just how things kind of developed. Could you do that?
Background was walking at one point, and I was into a whole lot of stuff I had no business into. Like I was gang banging, selling drugs, doing drugs, beating up people. Just was raised out wrong. When I got shot at about 4, 5 times,
Wait a minute. You got shot 4, 5 times.
shot at.
Oh, okay.
God didn't have a bullet touch me in my life. One got in my gym shoes. I had some All Stars on, the Converse. The bullet went in my shoe because we was moving. Me and my brothers, we was moving from the fire, the gunfire. And shoot, we got away, snuck back up on them, and shoot, they just started running. The practice, we always had it. We always used to have shootouts. I didn't know I couldn't love somebody if I didn't love myself. So I've been in the wilderness a couple of times. And the last time that I ended up in the wilderness, I said a few times. But the last time, my mom used to call me prodigal son. But the last time I ended up in the wilderness, I found God in the process. A lady used to ask me to go to service with her old lady. And I told her, if it's God's will, I'll go with her one day. And she said, that I said, I'm not going to promise you I'm going to go tomorrow or today. And she said, okay. I heard the pastor sweeping leaves and humming. He said, mm-hmm. And when I heard that, I eased closer and closer to where he was. And I said, let me go see what he's saying. And then the next thing I know, he opened up the doors to the church. It's going to sound funny. It sounded like angels singing in my ear. I told all my coaches, I said, y'all not going to see me out here no more. They laughed and made fun at me. They said, Capone, they used to call me Capone. You gonna be out here? I said, nah, man, I ain't gonna be out here no more for real.
Excuse me, uh, Brother Dane. I hear what you're saying, and I wanted to give you an opportunity, to kind of get that little part out. But
Oh,
what I'm hearing is that you were doing a lot of things that a lot of us that God have saved probably was doing and been delivered from. I kind of remember my last time. Do you remember what you call the last time? Could you just
yeah.
touch on that a little bit? Because that happened before the angels. But something in that last time cleared your ears out a little bit. Your hearing was a little better. Something the scales was falling off your eyes or something.
My dad that raised me, my mom's husband, he was a pastor, and they changed their life. I told myself, I want some of that they got.
Okay.
Because I talked the wrong way. And I was one left. I was wilding out bad. But left because I was there by myself. My mom was here. Most of my family was here. But I had a lot of family there too, on the west side of Chicago. I was all over the place. Next thing I know, God got my attention. And when I heard that preacher, when I heard Pastor Brown hum, I said, wow, now, and it sounded like angels singing in my ear. My dad and my mom kept pouring seeds all the time, telling me about God. And then they asked me children. My dad said, show me where it says Adam ate the apple, for instance. And, I heard that a lot all my life. And so now I need to be taught a whole different way than what I'm used to. Because I was out there.
What was that transformation moment? What happened that made you kind of say, okay, I'm going to listen a little bit?
After all those seeds my parents were throwing at me, it felt like they were stuck in the back of my head. So when I was trying to get some money and leave, their presence, God wouldn't let me spend the money foolishly. And so I started spending it wise to do. Next thing I know, I was in, God answered me to go, because I had a calling on my life. When a person have a calling on their life, people don't realize something. It's just calling is before the foundation of the world. Just not just today or I mean about 20 years ago, which it was longer than 20 years. I've been here around about 30 some years. And I've been saying God delivered me there. Then I went to Greeley and I ended up staying in Greeley with my friend for a while. We should play wheelchair basketball out at Craig Hospital. When I finally went to service, I stayed at the altar. And when I stayed at that altar, and the mothers used to wipe my tears off my eyes, snot off my nose, because I was messing with that stuff. I had no business bothering.
Mm.
And just found the temple, and I looked in the mirror, and God, it seemed like God was looking through me and saying, you messing up bad. You destroying your temple and everything. And I heard that. I received the water, some water, some plant, some water, some store. But God bring about the increase, so he brought the increase right down that same corner where I would be at. And I told my associate, said, man, y'all ain't gonna see me out here no more. They said, Capone, man, they made fun of me. I ain't, man, you out here every day like we are. I said, but it's different now, man. I said, it's kind of put up and shut up. And I'm putting up. So I'm letting y'all know ahead of time. Next thing I knew, I was in the building. I was in the house of prayer. And the next thing I know, the pastor, the Holy Ghost hit that pastor. And he was preaching that word too. And he ran down the aisle where I was. And his robe brushed against my wheelchair. I hadn't smoked a cigarette. I hadn't done nothing else. The only thing I was doing was smoking weed. And I was trying to get closer to God ever since then. Because I understood that it was like that my parents, they could see right through me. Because, they raised me. And so every time I tried to pull a fast one, my dad said, boy, he'll take this money and go ahead and I see you trying to pull the fast. Having $1 million at that time, I felt like I had a paper bag full of holes in it. That every penny that I got, now this was when now my dad ended up leaving that church and started his own church. And so and of course I had to give me 10 grand, $10,000, so I gave it to him. But at first I'm like, I ain't giving these preachers my money. And then, I had that kind of thinking.
Right.
And so when I did give them the money, because I was tossing, turning all night, couldn't go to sleep, and every dime I got felt like it was one coming out that paper bag. And I said, God, I don't like this feeling. What you want me to do something? I don't know what it is. But if you show it to me. The next thing I know, my dad came. That's fine. I need $10,000 to get finished. And so I went on. I said, okay. I went on and gave it to him anyway.
When this transformation was taking place, you were in the wheelchair already?
Yeah.
Wow. So have you always been in the wheelchair?
No. I got in the wheelchair when I was young, about 77. I got so used to the chair, it was like I was still walking. I could do it, I was driving out of state, wherever I wanted to go, I'd go. Just get in the car and go, take the kids to the beach and just let them play. And we end up spending the night to 31st Street Beach in Chicago.
One thing I was trying to get out of you was what the turning point was. And another thing was, can you explain a little bit what happened at 12 that put you in the chair? And what I kind of want to understand is, it's my ignorance, but I thought that you could have found God because of what happened. But what I'm understanding is it happened, and you was doing all of this from the chair.
Yeah, I went back to it after I got the wheelchair, and I was trying to worse. And I didn't like how I looked in the mirror because I didn't even know that person. I said, man, I gotta go get myself together. Cause them drugs is, becoming a habit.
The reason why I want to pinpoint things for the audience is because when you say it become a habit, you're not speaking like selling the drugs habit, are you?
I did both of them. I sold drugs and got high.
And there's people that are struggling that I just want them to hear it, the way it really happened to you. because I just got a wake up call. I'm thinking, something happened and then you found God. Like most people go to jail, they find God, or, they get real, real sick, they found God. But you, when
That,
yeah,
go
that
ahead.
wasn't that wasn't your story, man. When I heard you talk about how the robe went by you, by the wheel, touched your wheelchair, it was like, wait a minute, what? You know,
Everything started falling off of me. The drugs, okay, God delivered me from the drug, heroin, crack, booze, cigarettes. I've been smoking cigarettes for about 14, 15. And next thing I know, man, is I just stayed at the altar and asked God to please save me. And I was sincere in my heart. When we come to God, we got to be serious because, you know, if you don't want to keep going through the wilderness over and over, because the wilderness, you can get lost in that wilderness. And my advice is that somebody just seek God because it's the right thing to do. But see, I got in a lot of trouble, but they never could find anything. And it's just that God was keeping me at that time because of the calling. And I heed that calling. When I heed it, everything just started coming off. Everybody, man, how you doing, Paul, man? You look different, man. How you stop getting hot? How you do this? How you do that? I was told myself, son, I gave my life to God. As I told you, I wasn't going to be out here no more. I said, y'all should go to church with me sometime. So now I'm trying to get them to come where I'm at. Even though it was just, he left me with, I know it sounds funny, but I still was smoking weed. And when I came up here, I was going to church in the city before I went to now faith. And I asked God, I said, if it's wrong for me to do this, send me somebody to minister to. Just 10 minutes later, my mom called. She said, son, you can't serve two masters at the same time. I said, what you mean, Mom? I kind of knew what she meant, but like I told everybody else, I ain't never gonna talk about my weed, not my weed. And so this was a time that I had to give up the weed for God. He said, you're gonna have to prove. He said, I'm gonna ask you a question. And I said, yes, ma'am. He said, who do you love the best, God or the weed? I said, God. He said, well, you have to prove it to him. I said, prove it. I said, how? She say, I tell you what, we'll just pray right here, right now. And you gotta choose between God or them. She calling them research. And so I choose God over it all. And he took it away in one day. My buddies came to the house trying to come and smoke weed, and I said, I don't get high no more. So she told me they was gonna leave you. You ain't gonna have many friends if you do that. That's all right. That's okay. I say, and so I was dead serious about it. And I just chose God.
I just wanted to know a little bit more, brother, about when you were saying about the gang and how you're in the Vice Lords, and that does go back.
Yeah.
They were really big up in Minnesota too. That's a big gang. I mean,
Yeah.
huge. The Disciples and all that. You were back
And
there back then. You were doing this from a wheelchair and they pulled you up through the ranks?
hold up. I was walking during this time.
Oh.
and until I was like around about 18. I was about 18 years old, and I fell out of a window. And that's what had got me in the wheelchair. But I was
Oh,
okay. My back was just broke. When I got to the doctor's office, they dropped. He was pulling on my legs and dropped me on the X-ray table, and my spine got shattered.
that's what happened. That's how you got. Well, first there was something around 12 around there. What was that about?
Um, around about 12 years old. When I was
Well,
12.
yeah, when the wheel did the wheelchair come up around 12? What happened around 12?
I was good. I was
Okay,
just out boxing, doing teaching martial arts. I was all into sports, playing basketball, football, baseball, soccer, tennis, ping pong. I was into a lot of sports, a lot. So I practiced a lot doing martial arts. That's when my dad, he had to take me from one place to another place. So I grew up in what they call the Holy City, uh, where all the old guys were. I was around them pretty much a lot, and they was like, "Man, bro, you got to finish those. We can't shoot pool, do play, or do nothing else until we did our homework." And if my dad would have caught me, he'd have killed me. But I was a little too smooth at the time,
all right.
because I got to hang with the older cats now. And so what you saying? Sing Jackson 5. Man, I don't want to see no Jackson 5. Sing Jackson 5, man. Okay, so they were promising me stuff, and I was saying Jackson 5. You know, I just thank God for blessing me. I know how to do so many things I was taught. You know, to do a lot of stuff. But the main thing God caught my eye on is when I went to my grandma, because I would stay in Sabrina Green and Rockwell. And so I stayed in the biggest building right in Rockwell Garden, right after I moved from 16th and St. Louis. I was staying in the basement on down the street from Ernie Terrell, the boxer. Before him and Muhammad Ali had a fight, I was staying down the street from him and across the street. And so we had a lot of stuff going on because everybody would come to this house to pray. I met Marvin Gaye and got a chance to talk to him when I was about 3 years old. And I thought it was a whole band, but it was actually him by himself. And he had like two reel-to-reels running because he was doing this act that was on the reel-to-reel. I asked, how you do that? He did 5-part harmony. And when I learned that how he did it, I was like, wow. And then my dad, you probably heard of my dad's group. They was the Stillers.
Who?
Stillers. They had a gold record in 1969.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Stillers, Chicago's own. My dad's name was Cool. They call him Cool.
So is that where you get this desire to sing and that? Because that's how I ran into you, hearing about you sing. But right before you get to that, my brother,
Okay.
I know. But did breaking your back, falling out the window, I don't know if you slipped, were you high, did you think you could fly? Somebody throw you out the window? Or
He
when you
said
felt,
that
huh?
the pain told me after when they wouldn't come back me because I was beating up everybody. I
They,
just get like,
how'd you were flying out the window, what?
no, I just was sitting in the window and I had a freak accident.
Freak
So
accident. But the freak accident, when they lifted you up on the bed, that didn't take your arms and your legs, did it?
No.
What happened? I mean, and before you get to the scene, because that's how I met you. I seen you for the first time in the condition that you're in now. And
better.
And that's what amazed me, was not that, but how you're singing for the Lord. And you continue to serve the Lord. And you were walking, then you fell, then that got you in the chair. And then what happened to your limbs and things?
I'm really a paraplegic. I was paralyzed from the waist down at first. I still am right now though. But that's when I came to Colorado. That happened like an old 05. To be exact, June 21st. I went to the hospital because I had a UTI. And when I went to the hospital, they told the doctor told them to make sure whatever you do, when you get this guy to the room, change the catheter, change the bag, and start an IV. Because I would get it like twice a year sometimes, because I have a catheter that I have that helps me urinate out of. And then my nephew was up about 2, 3 o'clock 3 days, and all of a sudden I got tired. I went to sleep, woke up, my bag was full, and then I had to go to end up doing genetics and everything. I was doing everything for myself. Empty the bag, took a shower, changed clothes, put on some clothes. Too far, they try to say that was septic, but it wasn't septic. Because who would have known septic in 15 minutes? You got to hurry up and get to the hospital. So septic. No, that's when infection goes in your bloodstream. Because they could not do what the doctor say. Don't start that IV. You might have to just do an IV if they just change the catheter or the bag. And so I learned a lot of things. So I learned how to take care of my catheter, do my own health care for years.
Because of that, something that infection hit you, and that's what ate up everything?
Actually, I had to get both my hands taken away in my feet. Because when I woke up from the hospital, I had messed around the other people there. Not knowing the outcome. Because if I knew the outcome, I'd been across the street at my own hospital. But I didn't get a chance to go there. Luckily, one of the nurses, the assistants, one of them hooked some stuff up to me and said, I want to call my mom before I wasn't breathing. He said, well, ain't nothing wrong with him. He just got an infection. And so she said, you need to ask him to do something. But there you go, wake him up if he sleeps. But she didn't know I was asleep. When I was a kid, when I stay up 2, 3 days or a whole night, I snore. I had apnea when I was a kid. And I lost my limbs from a UTI, urinary tract infection. They gave me 20 minutes to live.
20 minutes.
Yep.
To live.
Yep.
And a urinary tract infection.
My mom said, hey, if they had all kinds of tools, breathing machine, everything. My mom asked my dad, could she take it off? He said, take it off. He said, but leave a little bag on the side. And so she did that. And I heard her and Pastor Emerson sister praying. Now this one I'm here. I got here. I came here again because I was here before. I came in '93. Okay, now we still in '05 of December. And then so no June. I'm sorry, June. It was June 21st. And I ended up going to sleep because I was real tired. Doing music all night. And so when I woke up, it was 28 days later.
Whoa.
After my mom took everything loose, all the stuff they had me hooked up to, the breathe, they took the breathing thing out too.
So wait. Are you saying you were like on breathing tubes and all that stuff?
Yeah, ventilating machines, everything.
So taking you off and you're still not really conscious sounds like maybe people thought you weren't gonna make it.
Right, but you know what? I felt like it's like I was in the arms of God, and I was in perfect peace. I didn't want to come back. I don't want to come back, but my mom and Elder Kate, Pastor Emerson's sister, she worked up there, checked on me a lot, prayed for me. My mom prayed for my mom got together praying for me. So before this happened, I didn't think nothing of it. I asked my mom, said, Mom, something happened to me. If anybody don't believe God, put them out. And then that came right back around. She forgot it. But it came back to her mind. Because my brother, he's like, I ain't never seen nobody. Everybody I seen, I just died. He's like, Kurt, you can't go in there. She's your brother. Oh, you're not going to believe God when I can't let you go. I can imagine how he was feeling, because he had seen somebody in that same position and they ended up dying. But I thank God that He blessed me to test for everything that I've done wrong.
Can you touch a little bit more as we kind of get things together here on this calling of yours? Am I fair to assume that He called you to sing His word despite of this situation?
Sometimes talent is a gift. See, and I learned over the years when my mom was teaching me how to sing. My mom's been singing on the radio uh, since she was 5 years old. And my grandma used to sing in the choir. My great grandmother sung in the choir. My mom's mom sung in the choir. So pretty much I was around people that could sing. I knew pretty much all the groups from my dad. But he had a club called the Stillness Dinner. There, a whole lot of people would drop in. The Ohio Player's wife came one time. Then and my dad was in Canada. It was real close. But they used to call my dad the Duke of Earl. That
Okay.
was his real name, man. Before they started calling him Fool. Because he came from a town called Earl, Arkansas. So that's how he got that name, the nickname. But when
Okay.
he came to Chicago, they started calling him Fool.
You feel when you get asked to sing around town?
I feel good. I
Feels
learned,
good?
yeah, I was taught to sing for God at an early age. But then, as you can imagine, I got to be a songwriter. And I played drums at the age of 4 years old, about 4 to 6 years old. By a professional guy.
I want to get into your singing and how God blessed you. And when did you realize that singing was a gift?
When I learned Jesus be a sense all around me, how to reach the message of everybody. And, Jesus, I was learning songs like that from my mom when I was younger. When she used to sing in the choir called Church Way Up Community Center. They used to go back and forth with the Thompson Community Center. They used to be battling that. And I was a big guy hearing the music, and I was just dancing. And, I had the guy for the dance for me a long time ago. But I didn't know, I didn't think that about it. But then when I thought about it, when I came here, I had so many R&B songs that I had wrote that a lot of people wanted to do my song. I worked with my dad now. And then when I lost him coming here on the Greyhound bus, I started to write them over. And just all of a sudden, God had put in my heart to write a new song. So I started praying for him to give me a new song. Because I don't do that other stuff no more.
Amen.
I didn't go to clubs, I didn't go notes, and I didn't drink, do nothing but serve God. And God always been gracious. If I didn't say nothing but thank you for waking me up this morning. And that'd be it.
That'd be it.
Even if it was just that seemed like it took me a long way. Being in a wheelchair, you live, the average person lives 10 years of their life in a wheelchair. When you have paralysis, they live 10 years. And shoot, I've been here that's been a long time. That's my daughter's age, yeah. Getting there, my daughter's older than that. She's 1 year older than my accident.
Well, tell me this, Brother Dane. If you had to speak to someone or someone that kind of went through some of the things you were going through or facing some of the things that you're facing primarily, is there anything that you could tell them to give them a little encouragement, a little hope?
Yeah, I've been homeless. Didn't have to be, but me and my mom, we slept in the park at Lincoln Park Zoo. I even had a hiding place. I can go where nobody would never know where I was. I was always good at that kind of stuff and finding food. I would tell them to trust God, no matter what. Because even during the time being homeless, I still trusted God. And I wasn't, I had 1 foot out, 1 foot in. And I was thinking like, so only one can help me is God. And when I said that, it's like he did it. I found that he blessed me to get out the YMCA. Because I was in another place where they tried to get me to leave 2 days. And I ended up suing them. The Acres Motel, they wanted to put a plaque in there for people that were homeless. And, no matter what your color was or your breed, everything like that, they put a big old flag up in there. You knocked all the walls out for other people to get in. I used to help the kids that were, they was worse than me. Nobody liked me. So maybe everybody leave me alone. Never leave me alone because I would tell them this. I would tell them to trust God. And how he's real. He's realer than they think he is. God is realer than we think he is. And I was almost homeless. So That's one reason I love going out and feeding the homeless. Because if once me being homeless, I don't know if I would have a compassion. But I would tell them to trust God. And he will, trust him and believe him. He will make a way. He can't lie. He's not a man that he should lie. Neither the son of man that he should repent. If he said it, he would make it come to pass. His presence, I put it like this, God says to it. If you put a check in the mail, you might as well go down there now, or it's going to be in the mail. That's what I would tell him.
Man, amen. Well, Brother Dane, I thank you so much for spending this time with me. I thank you so much for sharing your story on Where Were You? And I pray that you have a good rest of your day.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, my brother, and God bless you.
Hey, God bless you, my brother.
Well, another episode of Where Were You? And we would like to thank our guests for this evening. Also want to thank New Me. New Me helps sponsor Where Were You? So go on and check it out. New Me /Arkway. Also, go on and hit that like. Go on and hit subscribe. Go on and hit that share. Go on and leave a comment. And if you find anyone that has a story, let me know. And hey, you bless someone today.